or mother, mummy or mother, daddy, father, daddy or father, brother, brother, sister, sister, nurse, nurse, doctor, rather difficult to show, made with a thumb and 2 fingers. Doctor, as if you're taking the pulse. Drink or cup, drink or cup, biscuit, biscuit, dinner, dinner, toilet, toilet, and this sign can be made on either side, can be made there. Just make sure that you decide that you'll use one in your environment and not both, so that it can be this way, toilet, or toilet. Bed and sleep, bed and sleep, and it can be made with 2 hands or with one. The person's not able to manage 2. Now this is a sign for chair. Chair. And this is the sign to sit. Quite often we find that in the early stages when teaching the handicapped, it's better to use this sign to sit, to represent the actual chair and the verb. And then later when they become more fluent in signs, the actual sign for the object, chair. Table. House, home, board. House, home, board. A car. Just show the steering wheel. Car. And if it's a bus, then just make a larger wheel. I or me. I or me. You. You. Where? Where? What? What? And I have already given plenty of examples about that. Now, the signs for here and there are just actually pointing to whatever it is you're trying to indicate. So, here, if that's what you mean. Here. And there. There. To sleep, which is the same as bed. To sleep. To drink, which is the same sign as cup. To drink. To eat. This also means food. To eat and food. To look. To look. And you can also use 2 fingers if you want to strengthen the sign. To stand up. To stand up. You use that sign if someone's sitting down and you want them to stand up. Stand up. But if they're already standing, then that is the sign for standing up. To sit. To sit. to wash, just a good mime of washing. So if it's washing your hands, then that would be it. To wash your hands, and if you're wanting to wash your face as well, then you mime washing hands and then washing face as well. To bath, here again, it's a good mime of just bathing. You wash yourself all over. To bath. A sign to go. In this sign, you direct the actual person in the direction that they're to go in. So it's go, if that's the way you want them to go. Go. Very definite sign, taken from the individual in the direction you want them to go in. Come. To come. Now the sign give has the pronoun within that sign. So if I want to say give me, then I bring my hands towards me. Give me. Give me. If I want to give you something, then it's that way. Give you. Give you. And if there's more than one person, then I would say give all of you. And if it was a situation that I wasn't involved in as far as giving, but I wanted a person there to give that person something, then I would say, you give him. That's the sign for good, all right, okay. Good, all right. And if I want to emphasize it like very good, then use two hands. That's the sign for bad, bad, and then emphasize it, if you want to, as very bad. And we do reserve this sign for naughty, inappropriate behavior. If you're working in a clinic with remedial treatments and you find that the person fails, don't use that sign. Just say no, so that you can keep that for bad behavior. Yes, representing a head nod. Yes. Can also be done without the other hand. Yes. And no. No, which you can make gently or very emphatically, according to the meaning. Sign for please. 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 The sign for thank you, which is almost the same, but briefer. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. I'll show you that sideways as well. You can also use this for a greeting all through the day. And if you want to make a brief greeting like hello, just use the good part of it, which the deaf do. Hello. Goodbye. Goodbye. Man. Man. Lady. Lady. Boy. Boy. Girl. Girl. Baby. Baby. You can also use this sign for doll. Bread. Bread. Butter. Butter. Egg. Egg. Milk. Milk. Tea. This is the drink and also the meal. Tea. Sugar. Sugar. Cake. Cake. Jam. Jam. Ice cream. Ice cream. Door. Door. And if it's a little door, then make a little door. It's also very easy with this sign to indicate the opening and shutting of doors. If you want someone to open the door, then you just emphasize this movement. Open the door. And if you want them to shut it, then shut the door. Window. Window. Now that's the basic sign for window, and the one you need to teach in the beginning. Of course, not all windows open that way. So if you want someone to open a window, then you make that first of all to cue them in. And if it's a sliding one, you do that. Or you might do that first of all to cue them in on window, and then indicate that's the way to open it. Or all the other versions of opening a window. The main thing is, just teach that in the beginning. Fire. This is the kind of fire, warmth, radiator, central heating, that kind of idea. Fire. Television, you finger spell T-V. T-V. Television. Light and lamp. Light and lamp. That's standard light. If it's a street light, then obviously you'll have to sight it much higher. Telephone. Telephone. Dog. Dog. Now there are two signs for cat. This one, which we commonly use, and occasionally you might want to use that one indicating stroking. Cat. Suggest you use this one much more often, but this is also useful at times. Bird. Bird. A tree. Doesn't matter whether you do it with the palm in or out. A tree. And you might like to give a bit of movement to it. Flower. Smell the perfume. Flower. Knife. This is also the sign for cutting with a knife. Knife. Fork. Fork. Spoon. Spoon. You can also make this one for teaspoon too. But when you're teaching the sign, use this one, generally for spoon. Plate. Plate. And you can indicate if it's a large one or a small one. Book. Book. Teddy. This really represents all sorts of signs of cuddly toys that children would have. A teddy. Bricks. Bricks. Make the shape and then build them up. A ball. Outline the shape, and then if you wish you can add bouncing or kicking for football. A ball, like bouncing or kicking. Now, the sign for and. This sign has caused a lot of confusion because you see it done in different directions in different parts of the country. Sometimes it's made, it's a little sign, made in that direction. Other times you see it made in that direction. The main thing is to remember that it's a very small linking sign, just really with the movement of the finger, and it tends to go in a direction that fits in with the rest of the signing sequence that you're making. So you can make it to the right or to the left. And. Just to give you an example, you could have cat and dog, knife and fork. It's entirely up to the individual just to make the sequence flow. Hot. Now if it's hot food, this is the sign, hot. Hot. If it's hot weather, then you use hot. Hot. Cold. Cold. And if it's cold food, then make it closer to the mouth. Clean. Clean. Dirty. Dirty. Sweet. Sweet. Cigarettes. Cigarettes. Apple. Take a bite. Apple. Orange. Orange. Banana. Banana. Fish. Fish. Rabbit. Rabbit. Horse. Horse. Cow. Cow. Pig. Pig. Sheep. Sheep. Butterfly. Butterfly. Boat. Boat. Train. Train. Aeroplane. Aeroplane. Bicycle. Bicycle. And here's a motorbike, and show that. To have. This means to possess something. To have. To have. To walk. To walk. run, to run. To kick, well, there are two signs, this one or that one. To kick, this one seems to be most commonly used, but this at times is also useful. Now to dig, it's just a good mime of a kind of digging. If you're using a large spade, then this is it, to dig. To dig with a large spade. And if it's just with a trowel, then you show that. To ride, very similar to the sign for horse, except you make it move forward. To ride. To ride. Now the sign for jumping has the preposition in it as well. So you can have to jump on, to jump over, jump off, and jumping on the spot. Jump on, jump over, jump off, and jumping on the spot. For climbing, it depends entirely on what it is you're climbing. You must make a very good mind for this. But for example, let's try to climb a frame of some kind, a climbing frame that children would be climbing. Or to climb up on a rope. To climb a frame. And to climb a rope. To swim. To swim. To fall. To fall. Or to shave, it depends entirely on whether one uses an electric or an ordinary razor. For an ordinary razor, like this. For an electric razor, like that. An ordinary razor, the electric razor. To brush your hair, just a good mime of brushing hair. Brush your hair. To comb your hair. To comb your hair. To brush your teeth. Brush your teeth. Now the signs for big depend entirely on the dimension that you're trying to show. It can be big in that direction, or big that way, or big because it's tall. Big, big that way, or that way. And the reverse is made for small. 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 Another very useful sign to teach little is this one, which is often used to show smalls off of liquid. Little. We find this very useful for the handicapped for getting this concept across. More, well, you're just topping up something. More. It makes more food very clear. If it's not food, then make the sign slightly more to the side. More. Up. Up. And down. Down. Now, my or mine, you use the concept of having and bring it towards yourself. So, my or mine. My or mine. And yours. Yours. Sorry. Sorry. Now. Now. teacher, teacher, boss, boss, friend, friend, children, children, name, name, school, school, work. This is also the place of work. Work. Outside. Outside. Now for cupboard, you have to mind the actual cupboard that you're trying to communicate about. So if it's a large one, show that with a large door. If it's small, then you show that and show whatever features that it has. I'll just repeat that. It's a large cupboard, large door, or it's small, and show whatever features that it has. Pen and pencil, pen, pencil, paper, paper, scissors. This is also to cut with scissors too. Scissors. Picture. Picture. Sand. Sand. Water. Water. Thread or string. Thread or string. Paint. Paint. And if it needs a large brush, then use all the hands. Key. Key. Or it can be done on its own. Key. Box. Box. Now, the sign for to put is governed entirely by the object that you're actually placing. If it's something small, then put. If it's something large, like a box or a tray, then you'll have to show it like that. Put, if it's something small, or if it's larger, then obviously adapt the sign. To make or to do. To make or to do. If you're doing modelling, this is a nice one for to create or to model. To model, or to create. For sewing, you just mind sewing. To sew, and if you're using a sewing machine, then do that first of all, and then show the handle. Or if it's an electric one, then again show sewing first, and then the movement of the foot. There are two signs for cooking. For cooking on top of the stove, then use this one. For baking cakes, then use that one. Cooking on top of the stove and baking, use that one. To sing, and to play. To play. To know. To know. To think. Now you can show the activities. To think could take you a lot of time and be slowly worked out, or just a quick little idea. To work, again, in this sign, to work, you can indicate hard work or something that's very easy. To read, to read, to write, to write. And if we're showing drawing, then just alter the actual stroke. To paint, or, if necessary, with a large brush. To teach, to build, to build, to break, to break. Now, the pronoun we or us, you have to work out who's involved. If it's just you and someone else, then it's just you and me. But if it's several people and you're obviously included, then you start touching your own body to indicate yourself and point to other people involved and come back to yourself. I'll say that again. If it's just yourself and someone else, when you say we, then you just say you and me. That's we. If there are more people involved, then you start with yourself, go around the whole group that are involved, and come back to yourself. Now in the pronoun they, you're not in that at all. So you do it distance from your own body, and you don't touch your own body. They. They. The preposition in, there are two versions depending on how you place something into it. It can be in or in, whichever is appropriate. In or in. On. On. Under. Under. Vicar. Milkman, the composite sign of milk, and man. Milkman. Postman, who shows letter, and man. Postman. The policeman. That's all you need, you don't need to show now. Policeman. Fireman, you show the ridge on the helmet. Fireman. Fireman. Church. Church. Shop. Shop. Road. This is also the way. Road. Garden. And I've planted. Garden. Now fire, or blaze, this is the fire that the fireman puts out. Fire or blaze. Postbox. Postbox. Money. Money. Bag. Or if it's a shoulder bag, then just show the strap. and stamp. Letter, stamp. Now time, to just indicate your watch, because this is just a simple idea of time at this point in the vocabulary. Time and watch. Now to carry depends entirely on what it is that you're carrying. If it's a bag, then that will be the way you'll show it. But alternatively, if it was a plank of wood, you'd have to show that. To carry, it's carrying a bag, or carrying a plank of wood, or a tray. To throw depends on the way you throw. If it's overarm, you'll throw it like that. You might throw it that way, and you adapt the sign. So to throw overarm, or to throw this way. Same applies to catch, depending on how you catch the object. It could be to catch, or to catch it this way. To catch, or catch. To stop. You make it with one or two hands. Stop. With one or two hands. To help. To help. To like. To like. To want. To want. To quarrel. To quarrel. Two bads coming together. Quick. Quick. And quickly, quickly. Just tap it twice. Slow. Make it slowly. Slow. Happy and pleased. Happy, pleased. Sad, miserable. Sad and miserable can also mean serious. Difficult. Difficult. Hard. Hard. Easy. Easy. Soft. Soft. Wrong. Wrong. Heavy. Heavy. Clever. Clever. Now angry, with all these signs showing emotion, you must show the tension in a clawed hand. Angry you make at the pit of the stomach, and if it's very bad you make it work right up. So angry. Same shape hand, frightened. Frightened. And patience, or calm down. This is a response you make to someone who's angry or frightened. You tell them to push it all down. Calm down. Patience. Calm down. Mistake. Mistake. Trouble. Also means the matter. The thing you must smack for. Trouble. Trouble. And but. Like a comma in space. But. a distant view. Country. Town. Where there are lots of houses, buildings. Town. The sea. The sea. Cinema. Cinema. Holiday. You're showing the sun hat. You can make it with one hand or with two. Now the noun colour is to show a wash colour. Colour. And the actual colours, red, red, blue, blue, green, and that also means grass, green, or grass. Yellow, you take the Y from finger spelling. Yellow. Black, black, white, white, brown, brown, and orange, which is just the same as the fruit. Orange. To begin. To begin. And I'll show you that in reverse. To begin. Now, for finish, if the work winds up to a satisfactory end, then this is the one you'd use. To finish. To finish. But if it finishes abruptly, then finish. Finish. To bring. To bring. To ask. To ask. To speak. To speak. To hear or to listen. To hear and to listen. To be able to do something, and you say, I can do it. To be able, I can. To forget, well, it's a thought which is lost. To forget. To grow. To grow. The same. The same. I'll just do that one again. The same. And different. Different. New. New. Old. Old. Beautiful. Beautiful. For smart, you indicate that the clothing is smart. Smart. Nice. Nice. Kind. Kind. Hours. trace out the same shape as you did for the pronoun we, and you use the fist because of the possession. Similarly with theirs, you trace out the same shape as you did for they, but with your fist, showing possession. Theirs. Another. You've got one and you want another. Another. With. With. If you're saying come with me and it's just two of you, then you make it like that. If there's a lot of you, use all the fingers. With. Or a lot of items to show the plural. With. Who? Who? Which? Which? Numbers 1 to 10. In the British Sign Language, there are several ways of actually showing numbers in the signs, but these are rather complicated for mentally handicapped people to understand. So we've decided to just show the numbers from 1 to 10 in a very simple form. Just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How much? How much? And if you put this over your hand as if you were indicating money, then you've got how much money? How many? How many? How old? How old? Many or a lot? Many or a lot? Some or a few? Some or a few? Time or the hour? This means o'clock. We're just tracing the hand of the clock. So with this now you can say something like 3 o'clock. Now before I show the signs for tomorrow, yesterday and today, it's necessary that I explain to you how the past and present and future are seen in sign language. The future is ahead of you, the past over your shoulder, and the present is a continuum in the midway, the midline. So with that now we have today, today, tomorrow, tomorrow, meaning after one night's sleep. Yesterday, one night's sleep ago. Yesterday. Next week. Next week. Last week. Last week. Next year. Next year. Last year. Last year. And a long time ago. The sign you'd use for once upon a time. A long time ago. Saturday. Saturday. Sunday, Sunday. Night, night. Day, day. When, when. Always, always. Again, again. Late, you indicate that time's gone on. Late. Early, early. Before, before. After, after. Wages, wages. To buy, to buy. To save, to save. The sun, the sun. And if you add light, you've got sunshine. The rain, the rain. Wind, wind. If it's snowing and it's falling, then you show the snow drifting. If it's on the ground, you show it as a snowball. There's the snow falling. When it's on the ground, a snowball. Stars, stars. The moon, trace out the crescent. The moon. And the sky. The sky. Careful. Careful. And expensive. Expensive. This is actually a sign for pain, and you put it over your pocket for expensive. To choose. To choose. To win. To win. To dance. Well, it just depends on what's the fashionable style of dancing at the time. To dance. To find. To find. To understand. To understand. To remember. To remember. Birthday. Birthday. are several signs for Christmas. This is a very general one. Christmas. Christmas. But if you're working with children, that doesn't mean too much. So it's best to show the beard, the old man with a beard, with a sack of toys on his shoulder. Christmas. Now, party, well, it depends very much on the kind of party that it is. And you have to use various signs to convey the meaning. If it's a party with dancing and with drinking, then you show that. If it's a children's party, then you may show lots of food, the food and a great big spread of food. So it could be dancing and drinking, that kind of a party, or it could be a children's tea party. Parcel, when you're wrapping up parcel. Parcel. Balloons. Balloons. Photograph. You're taking a copy. So you direct this at whatever it is you're photographing. Photograph. Camera. Camera. Often we combine that sign for photograph and camera for a mentally handicapped person because it conveys more meaning for them than just using photograph on its own. Mirror. Mirror. Radio. Radio. Newspaper. Newspaper. Sandwich. Sandwich. Look at the pile of sandwiches and do it like that. Beer. Beer. Sausages. Sausages. Meat. Meat. Potato. Potato. Bacon. Bacon. Cheese. Cheese. Coffee. Coffee. Tomato. Tomato. You're taking a little green centre out. First. First. Last. Last. Next. Next. This refers to the person who's next in the queue. Next in the race. Not next week, of course. Next. Over. Over. Through. Through. Two signs for near. You use whichever is appropriate. Near. Or near. Near. Or near. between, between, lucky, lucky, hungry, hungry, thirsty, thirsty, worried. You can use one or two hands, depending on the degree of worry. Worried, worried. Really, or true. You can also use this sign for very. Really, or true, or very. Question, why? Also means the cause or the reason. Why? And the response, because. Because. When I revised the vocabulary, I tried to cover all the moods I could think of, the school, home, hospital, and training centre environments. But inevitably, there will be the odd one or two signs which people will need which are not there. For example, in our hospital, we needed signs for medicine, tablet, injection and wheelchair, because these were essential for some of our residents. But not everyone using the Makaton vocabulary throughout the country would want these, so I didn't put them into the main part of the vocabulary. If you do need a few specific extra signs that you consider essential, and which are not already in the vocabulary, then by all means introduce them as additional vocabulary into whichever stage is appropriate. Do please remember these 2 points. 1. Only introduce a few extra signs, because the whole point of the vocabulary is that it should be small and limited, so that it is simple to learn and to remember. And secondly, because each stage in the vocabulary is graded in increasing complexity, it is important that you try to work out the level of understanding that your extra vocabulary requires. Then introduce it into the correct stage for that level. If you are unsure how to do this, then I suggest you contact your regional representative for the Makaton vocabulary scheme or your local speech therapist. Now I shall give some examples of additional vocabulary that we're frequently asked for and which figure in the Makaton vocabulary leaflet under stage 9. The sign for deaf, and you block off that sense. Deaf. Dumb. Dumb. Lined. Lined. Medicine. Medicine. Tablet. Tablet. Injection. You cite it wherever it's given. Injection. Same with operation. You make a cut, the sign as if it was a cut with your thumb, wherever the operation would occur. But sick is actually a description of someone being sick. No, it's just sick. Sick. I'll just show that one again. Sick. For ill, use the little finger, which is a sign for bad, and it's just ill. You could have a bad head. Ill. Pain. Pain. And with this sign, you are able to show kind of pain. It can be intermittent or nagging, continuous pain. Dead. Dead. Now for hearing aid and spectacles, you just simply mind them. Let's take hearing aid. You show the ear mold first, and if it's a post-oral, then you'll show behind the ear. If it's a body-worn aid, then you show the mold, and then trace the wire down to the actual hearing aid and clip it on. Spectacles, just show them like that. Spectacles. Wheelchair. 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 And a sign for how are you? It's very useful, a very pleasant greeting. What you're actually saying is all your body well. How are you? Sign for people, well it's really ladies and gentlemen. People. Soldier. Soldier. Sailor. Sailor. A king. It's the person with a crown. The crowned man. That's the king. And the queen, which has a crown, and then the sign for lady. So you've got the queen. And then you can go on to have the prince. And the princess. And they all live together in the castle or the palace. A farmer, well this sign comes from the posters of John Bull. The farmer. Sign for God. 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 If you're doing assemblies with the children and you want to show another sign, you can use this one, Jesus, which indicates the nails. Now many of you may be involved in dressing programs with children, and you may need to know signs for clothing. There are signs in British Sign Language, but these tend to be very, very general. And in practice, we've found it's better to actually devise your own mind for each individual item of clothing and to be able to differentiate between them. A group of you need to get together, design the mime, write out a description so that everyone in the same environment uses the same sign. To give an example, you have to be very precise. So let's look at something like a jumper. You have to decide which way the actual jumper is put on. Do you put the head through first and the arms after, or the other way round? And your mind must be accurate enough to show this. Now if it's a jumper that the head goes over through first, and then the arms come through, and then it's pulled down, that is your sign for jumper. If you want to show taking off and putting on clothes, then you just simply say, put your coat on, or take your coat off and reverse the movement. When you want to indicate parts of the body, you just simply point to them. Nose and mouth, eyes, hair, hands, and so on. If you need to know the names for rooms, well, that shape indicates a room. And then add the function. So, for example, you could say for classroom, the room where the teaching is done. So it would be the teaching room. Kitchen, you could show cooking, and then the room. often very useful if you have an idea of finger spelling. There are very few signs in the Makaton which involve finger spelling, but you can use finger spelling to indicate the children's names and for other purposes. So I will just run through finger spelling quickly for you once. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now when children can recognize names, it's very nice then to indicate them by name. If they can't spell the whole word, that doesn't matter. Just use the first letter. So if you had someone called Andrew, you'd sign A. It's a bit difficult though when you've got two children whose names begin with A, so you have to find a feature to differentiate them. So it could be Andrew, who's the boy, and Alison, the girl. Or if they happen to be the same sex, Andrew with glasses, and Alan, who's little. Also, now that you've got finger spelling, you can indicate plural if the children or adults are capable of understanding it. So you can add an S onto the end of the word. Books. But this is quite complicated for many, and it's much, much better to just multiply the sign so that you'd have books or trees. That brings us now to the end of the film for the Makaton vocabulary. I hope you'll find it of value and that it will be an enjoyable pursuit for you.